So far, we've been dealing with the patient resource, and we have actually taken a look at how you can do CRUD operations on the patient resource. But it's actually, FHIR resources have references to one another. So most of the time, you'll have one resource referencing to another one. Like we've seen, for example, an observation resource might reference back to a patient. To learn more about FHIR, we just released an entire course on FHIR, and it's completely free. You can just go to our website, and then I'll also put a link down below. You can enroll in this course for free today. So in this lesson, let's take a look at how references work in the context of a FHIR server. So let's actually take an example observation. So I have hemoglobin HB, this is A1C, HbA1c in blood. Now it's referencing this imaginary patient called 123. So let's actually try to post this. Let's go to Postman. And again, I have created this patient, and we know this is the ID of this patient. We'll come back to this later. But let's actually just duplicate this, and let me call it create observation. And I'll also use this observation here for the post request. Yeah. So now in the body, I'm going to change this to what we have here. Let's try to post this. Now it gives us an error. It says that, oh, resource patient 123 not found, specified in path observation.subject. Now the FHIR server here is smart enough to understand that this actually constitutes a reference to another resource. And what we need is we need an ID of a patient that actually exists in here. Right, so let's take a look at how we can do that. Now we can actually just copy this patient ID that we created, and we can put it in here. And let's try to post this. Now that worked, and it was successful, and it actually now belongs to this patient, right? Now a consequence of this is that this particular patient that we created is actually referencing other resources. So the FHIR server is also smart enough to not let us directly delete this patient. So let's actually try and delete this patient. So it'll tell you that, oh, unable to delete this patient because at least one resource has a reference, and that is this observation, right? So the FHIR server, most FHIR servers are actually smart enough to understand that one resource references another, and you kind of need to delete all the referencing resources before you're able to actually delete like an actual resource. And this is again referential integrity being implemented at the level of the FHIR server. So most FHIR servers, in this case we are using HappyFHIR, will implement some sort of mechanism to check that the reference is valid. So if you need to create an observation that references to a patient, for example, you need a valid patient ID. And please note that this ID is always going to be this ID field, and it is not the identifier field, which is also available in most resources. So you always have to use the logical ID. So this is the same ID with which you make a GET request for the resource. So that's how you create another resource that references back to patient.